see dead people. Look at me.
Show me.
We have such sights to show you.
Alright guys, welcome back to The Devil Made Me View It, a horror podcast. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm J.R. Lees.
And this week we're going to be talking about horror remakes. I think each of us brought three to the table that were our three faves. And yeah, I'm really excited. I have no idea what Jason's three are.
I have an inkling of one of yours.
Oh yeah, I guess you
only
probably
because
do know.
I was eavesdropping going through your trash can, and I saw what you were talking about. But I'm like excited to talk about what you want. Again, I want to say these are not when we the nerd here. No, we're not saying they're better than the originals.
No,
and they're not saying that they're the best movies ever made, but they are like our favorite. Of
exactly. Yeah, I actually almost had a guilty pleasure on my list, but it ended up getting bumped.
Same. Yeah. I'm wearing my Rob Zombie Halloween shirt, which I truly love, but I could not put on the list because I love it, but I know it should not be in this running.
Fair. Yeah. Do you want to start us off, or you want me to?
Sure. I'm gonna go with a real obvious one to start off. And again, these are movies that we're not reinventing the wheel here. They're pretty much universally loved. But the premise that Mr. Spitzer said was, these are the best horror remakes that are not called The Thing.
Right.
So it's a kind of a given that John Carpenter's The Thing would be on all these things
and it'll probably get its own episode at some point.
It really has to. Well, maybe I'll do like a whole thing with that in the book. But this is the horror remakes that we hold near and dear to our hearts. Mine is Chuck Russell's The Blob.
Okay.
Back when he was writing it was him and Frank Darabont wrote it. It was coming down off of Elm Street 3, and I just absolutely, that was the movie. I remember getting it from Prano. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay, of course. Renting that from Prano as a kid for like a 99-cent rental, and having no idea. I mean, thinking it's gonna be The Blob because I've seen the original, the Jello thing, and it freaked me out so much. It was one of those things where the same way that I was afraid of fish and sharks from Jaws as a kid. This in like the mid '80s, I'm probably like 16, 17. It was just phone booths, gutters, theaters. Anything about it. Just
looking up,
looking down for that matter. Yeah. Looking down a drain. I have never had a problem with the old hand down the garbage disposal thing, which is a big fear. But I'm absolutely terrified of this. Some slimy, inside out stomach vampire popping out. I've always loved that. Shawnee Smith had a huge crush on. Everyone knows her from like the Saw movies, but to me she was Summer School and she was the Blob, the 1-2 punch of just everyone wanted to like, I want her to turn me down for the prom, that kind of thing.
Yeah, actually, on the episode we did about our childhood fears, I mentioned The Raft. And this
very
was
similar.
Yeah. The two of those definitely were combined to make me terrified. It's just such a viscerally, like the eating, the way that it eats is so gross, and it's horrifying. Also,
it keeps you safe as glass, and you can see inside bodies floating around. Yeah,
I feel like as a kid, seeing it. That might have been the first horror movie where like a kid gets got, and I was like, the first one that I saw, and I remember just being like, well, that's not supposed to happen. You can't kill a kid. That's not. What the hell?
I don't trust these people. These people are mean. I love the switcheroo that the hero dies, pulls a Janet Leigh in the first 15 minutes, and then you're stuck with the lesser Dylan. I forgot which one it was, and that's not Matt. It's not Matt Dillon. It's the other Dylan, the Entourage actor, doing his tough guy jacket thing.
Yeah.
I remember falling for that. I'm like going, well, he's going to be the buddy that gets killed. Like, I thought the guy in the biker jacket. He's going to be the guy that he's a jerk the whole movie, and at the end he's going to sacrifice himself to save the hero. Sure. And then the jock is going to be the hero, and he's gone. And I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a minute. And I'm like, later on, I'm going, oh, they absolutely pulled a Psycho or a Scream, sure. But it's like I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, it's great.
If you ever watch, because as wet and moist as that movie is, I find out later on it's all dry. They couldn't waste, the effects budget was so down to the penny that having it sprayed with liquid, it ruins the take. If it dries out, so everything that looks like it's wet is just like a saran, wow. It's painted that way, and everything is just because water is it makes it harder to shoot. If it dries out, the
Yeah,
shots
makes
don't match.
sense.
Everything there is just. I had a poster of one of the guys in the hazmat suits on my wall as a kid, and it was just those gross things that make people. No one ever saw it because I'm like 15 in my room. No one's ever in that room but me. Like someone comes in, they're gonna be grossed out. They know I'm bad. They know I'm tough.
They'd be like, "Whoa, what's this guy's story?"
Nice foot on pajamas, but yeah, you're a tough guy with that poster. All right, let's hear your first one as boss.
Yeah, so my first one is actually the most recent one to come out of my three. And it's Nosferatu, the Robert Eggers. Did you watch that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On Christmas, I think I saw that.
Oh, really? I wanted to catch it in theaters, but I didn't get the chance to. But man, that movie is just the most like gothic horror vibes, and I love it so much. I I'm a weird person in that I actually like the movie Yoga Hosers.
I love Yoga Hosers. Come on, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're not.
It's just us, 'cause I know
Right.
Kevin Smith hates it, so yeah.
You're right. But just to see how far Lily Rose has come in as an actress it's incredible. I mean, I've never seen. I remember learning that like there was no digital altering to her face at any point.
Oh wow.
And the scene where she's like practically seizing, and she's making these just inhuman faces, and it's just incredible. And I think that's really the drive. She's really like the driving force. I think a lot of people talk about Orlok, and his depiction in this is also incredible. I love the mustache.
The most controversial mustache, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's great. Skarsgård is great as well.
Nicholas Holt's really good in that.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, for a thankless role, just being the vanilla guy, but he was really,
Yeah,
really.
no, yeah, and you really feel you really feel like this relationship between the two of them is like it's very real. It's very it's like precious in a way. It's like I just want protection to come for these two people.
Can they just be okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Can we just get a cut of this movie without Orlok and just no. But yeah, I don't know, the movie it and I love Robert Eggers. I think I've seen everything he's done. So he's done 4 movies, yeah.
I haven't seen. Is it like he's in Lighthouse, right?
Yep.
So that's the
Lighthouse.
one I have. It's on my shelf at home, waiting for me to watch, and I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what I'm waiting for outside of the fact.
That's a great vibes movie too. If you just want to like,
that's like Cthulhu adjacent, right?
Yeah.
Without ruining anything. I bet everyone kind of says, "Oh, you're like, well, don't ruin it for me." So I probably usually wait. I probably am waiting to forget that little fact. I just said it out loud again.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, but I loved. See, I've seen it twice now. So once in the theater, and I was one of those asshats that thought, "Oh, the mustache." Like I am. Again, film is a visual medium, and it's also I can be so shallow and just jerkish. Like the first Avengers, and that's not an Avenger podcast. I hated Captain America's costume so much, so I was like, oh. So then but then his mustache. I'm going, oh, well, if you have Nosferatu, you have Orlok, that visual,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing a remake of Nosferatu. You got to keep that's the element. You should keep that. That is the visual, the pin.
Ghoul, yeah.
But it's just that the giant phallus looking thing, and then like the Werner Herzog version. I love. The new Nosferatu is better than the Herzog one.
Sure.
Because then you care about the character. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But the way Klaus Kinski looked, and then the original one, Max Schreck looked. So then when I watched it again, I think it's on Peacock right now, the Eggers one.
Yes.
Then knowing the mustache is coming, then I just loved it. Like the whole point of like this is, I should never have besmirched the name Nosferatu, and the mustache makes sense because the mustache is the Vlad Tepes painting, a big giant mustache like Gary Oldman had in the beginning of his Dracula. Yeah. The mustache totally makes sense, and it's just me being a little baby wanting it spoon fed to me. So I apologize to all of the movie gods for ever questioning the mustache. But it is just and it's like, that's the one where I wish there was a series of it. Not like I said, not to have Orlok show up, just to live in that world because it's so pretty. It's just everything is so beautiful in that movie.
Yeah, I remember specifically the scene where they meet Willem Dafoe's character. He's like in his little house that's just like cluttered with books and cats, and it looks so warm. It's like the only warm scene in the whole movie, pretty much.
He's the hero. He's going to be make us safe. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention is I've seen some of the worst takes about this movie from like people that I usually like will agree with on a lot of stuff, but I've seen so many takes that like okay, first of all, I think people like Orlok too much in the way, like in an unhealthy way. I think that it's like
Yeah. Don't read the fanfic. Okay.
yeah. What's the who's the serial killer that all the girls are crazy about? I say that as if like that's a thing right now, but
Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Super handsome guy. I feel like people are getting Ted Bundy'd by Orlok a little bit, because I've seen so many reads on this movie that Orlok like is the winner by the end. It's like, oh, he got what he wanted kind of thing. But my read on it was like completely like, I don't know, quote unquote girl bossing. It's just like it's her having agency over, the situation. Not to spoil things, but I don't know. I just wanted to mention that I feel like a lot of people watch this movie and take away from it a weird kind of message. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's Egger, so there's so much gray area. I guess you could make it that he's the hero, and he's like you can make it like Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Orlok is Beast.
Right.
I You could. I mean, I never thought about that way.
Yeah, it kind of takes the
Yeah.
bite out of it for me a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's true because if you go by like the Gary Oldman one, the Coppola, it's not. I mean, okay, Nosferatu is
Sure.
a public domain version of Dracula.
Right.
Going back originally was a knockoff. They got sued.
It's literally just
But
like names changed. That's pretty
they
much it.
just yeah, you count Orlok as Dracula and a couple other things, and like I think Mina was restored for this one, but you kind of always Dracula was the bad guy forever. I mean, always has been the bad guy. You kind of have that he's the guy you like, and then like Gary Oldman kind of made it the good guy. We're not going to mention Twilight, but a lot of the vampire things have the it is like a Beauty and the Beast thing. And I
Yeah.
never thought about have we been conditioned to go into Nosferatu that he's the because I mean you love Skarsgård. I mean he's charismatic the actor, let alone in the part.
Yeah, I would watch a movie about Nosferatu, like just being a bad dude killing people and stuff. Like, and I'd probably want to root for him in that scenario.
I haven't seen The Crow yet. I'm wondering how if his charisma can survive that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous too.
Yeah. Like I wanted to have him be okay, but it's disappeared. I'm okay with it disappearing. So
I also didn't the original director kind of he was kind
just
of
took a giant number 2.
Yeah.
The idea, and it's and it's if any movie shouldn't be remade, it's The Crow. Just out of respect for the source material and then the history of and whatnot.
of course. But yeah, Nosferatu. That's my number 3. Not that it's in order.
I was gonna say I didn't even order
favoritism.
on mine. Okay, I'm gonna go on. This is the one I almost didn't put on because I'm afraid it's too obvious. But as far as when I go back to and I watch it as both as a not a rom-com, but like a romantic movie and a horror movie, and also just a sick body horror thing. And I almost didn't put on the list because it is almost too obvious. But then I'm just trying to be cool. But Cronenberg's The Fly.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
Fly. Whereas was like the Blob, the original one is popcorn movie from like the 50s, and the remake is kind of the same thing. The Cronenberg Fly is so much beyond what a Monster of the Week the original was, and Son of the Blob. I mean, Cronenberg, Gina Davis, Jeff Goldblum. Not only did it make me, pull my feet up, how gross it was, and not just the gross stuff where like he's Jeff Goldblum. If you don't know it, why we're starting now with synopsis. It is a remake of the film where the scientist just learns how to teleport, and gets his DNA mixed up with a fly. I don't even know if they said DNA in the original. That'd be kind of interesting. He got his body parts messed up.
Yeah.
But instead of like getting the head and hand of a fly, on the DNA level, he slowly starts turning into a fly, and it's Goldblum. Probably my favorite Goldblum part. Before he started, he kind of did the same thing that Christopher Walken did after Dead Zone. He's a serious actor, does a Dead Zone, and then becomes Walken. I think Goldblum did actual like real legitimate work, and then he did The Fly. And then since then he's just been the guy from Jurassic Park.
Yes, yeah, it's either this movie or Jurassic Park is my favorite.
I can't think of anything between
Your
the
Goldblum.
Fly and Jurassic Park where he was actually serious stuff. Like there's stuff before that, but I mean the Fly though, he's got amazing amounts of pathos when he's going through playing it as a cancer victim. It'll make you cry, and he's in and then just everything about the Fly I think is because you can watch it as this couple that can't make it work, and then there's things about um, pro-life, pro-choice, which is just very subtle, but for the 80s is a lot. I love the fact that Mel Brooks produced it, and people thought it was going to be a comedy, because it's Mel Brooks is producing it. Like they forgot that Mel Brooks produced The Elephant Man, and it's also not a comedy.
Sure. Yeah, that movie is The Fly is just heartbreaking. It's just like but it's heartbreaking, but it's also kind of fun. It's like it's weird. It's and it doesn't feel like a tonal betrayal, going making it sad. And also I have never seen the original. Have you?
Oh yeah.
I'm curious what how similar is it?
Not very. It is very because there's a twist and like a trick ending because the whole movie the body part swap, so it's weird because it's the Fly scientist with the head of a fly in a very family opera. So he has his hand covered up and he has this big hood over his head till she pulls off the mask and you find it's a giant fly head, which is really cute and but also he doesn't have the mannerisms of a fly. He's not like walking around doing like the back in the old one. And at the end Vincent Price, I forget if Vincent Price is the star of it just because you remember the set pieces, the prop. At the end he comes across and he finds in a spider web a little tiny help me.
Oh.
And it's a fly with his torso and then his arm, there's a spider coming at him. And I'm sure it was shocking as all get out back in the day. But you watch it now and you're like going, oh, that's so cute. Like I want one of those.
It does sound
Does Hot
cute.
Topic have a little fly guy? Yeah. But whereas the end of this one, there's no twist at the end. It's just heartbreaking.
You're just watching the train slowly coming towards you.
And then I was I forgot who pointed out. I think it was just we watched it in film school forever ago, and someone pointed it out. I'm crying in my chair watching this, and it's a giant pile of latex glue, putty, and who knows, and clay. But you absolutely believe that's Jeff Goldblum, even though he's been totally replaced. It's just a animatronic. And he grabs the rifle and puts it to his head. You're bawling. If you're in the right place, you are crying because he has no way out. He can't come back from this.
Yeah.
But there's bits in there. It's not even the transformations that always grossed me out. It was the arm wrestling scene early on.
Oh.
When he's been some DNA and he's trying to show off for this, not a hooker. She's just a woman at the bar enjoys drinking.
Yeah, because the transformation's kind of dope at first. Like he's just getting stronger.
Well, he gets like his skin gets kind of weird, and he gets stronger, and he's like I'm a superpower. I'm Brundlefly. I'm a hero. I can stick to the walls. Yeah. And then he gets little hairs in his body, which is beautiful for body horror. Like going, hey, I remember that age. I was getting hairs too. Not where he got his. But the bar scene is he's showing off, trying to get the damsel, and I'll say biker guy, just the guy at the bar, the arm wrestler. He's an arm wrestle for her. She's like, I'm not a prostitute. Just shut up. It's money. So they arm wrestle, and it's just slow. And of course the big tough guy is like immediately outmatched. And Goldblum is you're watching the hands, and they're getting all thick. And there's a close up of like as they're squeezing hands, like his hands sweating something. It looks a little bit viscous, and you don't know what's going to happen. And it's just more and more. Then the Goldblum gets look like, and then just breaks his arm. I've never seen an arm break where you see the bone shoot through.
Yeah.
And it's the way it's shot because it's been real arm. It's kind of like the Thing. It's been real arm. Cut, and then that little look, and then when it breaks, and I've gone frame by frame. It's very obviously a fake arm, and like it wouldn't.
Sure.
Be. But it's just one of those things where I don't think it's a fake arm. It's just the bend there makes the fake bone pop out.
Yeah.
And even frame by frame, you're still going. You can still feel that. That's what Cronenberg does. He knows to just show just enough.
Yeah.
Gonna make you cry.
Right. A small tangent here. I mentioned off the top that there was a movie that's a guilty pleasure that got the bump, and that movie was the. Was it 2018 Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Okay.
Can't remember what year it was, but it's the most recent one. And that also
the Netflix one.
Yes. That also has one of my favorite kills that involves a broken arm where he breaks somebody's arm in that exact way where the sharp bone comes out and then he stabs him with his own bone. Yeah. It is just the coolest.
See, and that's funny because on my honorable mentions was the original remake of Chainsaw. I forgot what year it was. The Marcus Nispel one,
Yeah.
which I love dearly, but it couldn't be above anybody else.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I
but
feel
it
that.
doesn't have the cool gore effect. But yeah, that Netflix remake is actually. I'm not going to buy a T-shirt for it,
Yeah,
but I have watched it on Netflix many to the point
it's
where
fun.
I've almost bought a copy of it because you can get like I want it on my shelf if I ever stop paying for. That's one of the reasons why I still have Netflix. It's
Sure.
like I can't give up Netflix because it has some Mike Flanagan stuff,
Oh
that
yeah,
movie, and that's about it. Yeah,
that's fair. Honestly, for Mike Flanagan stuff, it's enough.
yeah. Like Blind Manor and Midnight Mass. If I have to keep Netflix indefinitely until they ever give like a disc, I have Hill House. I have to, the
Yeah.
disc of it for the commentary. But
Yep.
yeah, I'll probably have to keep Netflix forever just for those.
Yeah. Um, ready to move on for my next one?
Yes, yes, sir.
So my second one is kind of out of left field here. I don't know if you've seen this or not. 2020 or 2019's The Invisible Man.
I love that one. Yeah.
It's so good. There's I just finished watching it this morning for like probably the third time. It's one of those. So what I want from a remake in general, be it any genre or even like song covers, things like that, I either want it to just be a modern retelling of the story or make it completely different and like
Okay.
just make it completely your own kind of thing. And this is the second. There's no connection between the original Invisible Man, which also, by the way, holds up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this version, because this is so the synopsis of this is essentially it's a woman who is she escaped an abusive relationship, and he ends up killing himself, and like she ends up with his money. He's like a multimillionaire, and she believes that he's still alive and still trying to abuse her and ruin her life. And everyone around her doesn't believe her because it's kind of crazy, to be like, oh, my ex is actually not dead and also has built a suit that can make him invisible,
Yeah.
and also
Sure he
stalking me.
is. Yeah.
And I know I mentioned last episode that this is like my least favorite trope in horror is when someone's not being believed. And this is like that to the maximum, but it kind of earns it. Because it's about this abusive relationship, and I think it's so often in real life that like there's a lot of like, yeah, I'm sure it's I'm sure it's not that bad kind of a situation. This is just that turned up to 11.
Yeah.
And
I think that's why it works so well. It is the whole believe the victim kind of thing. And then
exactly.
they probably rightfully, I bet you one version of the script probably had it be much more assaulty.
Yeah.
To be nice. And then they go, okay, this isn't going to sell if we make it too serious. Let's just have it be that he's abusive and not say what he did.
Exactly.
But the metaphor still works as far as it's he said, she said kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like I think you mentioned last week about the trope of not being believed. I thought we mentioned when everyone should, like when Michael Myers goes back to Haddonfield the next year, people should believe he was here before. There's no reason not to believe him. And in this case, there's no reason to believe her.
Exactly.
It's like, he's invisible. Yeah, sure he's invisible. Yeah.
And they do a great job. It's all like you said. I don't think you ever see outside of a few scenes where he's in the invisible suit and kind of throwing her around and stuff. You don't really see him physically harm her, but he is terrifying because of her performance is so good. That opening scene is just her escaping the house, and he is terrifying in that scene because she is so afraid, but he's asleep the whole time. He doesn't she's obviously in a lot of danger, but she's not in like immediate danger, I guess. But the way that she is like walking so slowly and being so careful and so quiet and constantly checking on the camera to make sure he's still asleep. It's like, oh, I don't know what this guy is up to, but he is no good. And yeah, and for the most part, I agree that why would anyone believe her? Because they even do a great job setting her up between her escaping and him killing himself is like a 2-week period, and they show that she's like afraid to like get the mail. And she tries to go get the mail, and a guy is running down the street, and it spooks her, and she runs back in the house. So it's like they already show like, yeah, she's displaying irrational fear. It's rational to her, and and it makes sense. It's totally understandable why she has this fear, but it makes it so that when he's dead, even the brother even is just like, I saw the body, he's dead. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, I understand why these people don't believe her, because she was already having such a hard time. And yeah, they just do such a good job of having her like, it's hard because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. Because that's relatively new. That is worth. I think it's on Peacock or.
That is also on Peacock. Yeah.
Peacock. Yeah. Because I haven't watched it again since we saw it the first time we rented it. No, I think we bought the disc of that. The guy that wrote it and directed it is the guy who did the Saw movies and stuff. So he's got like a pedigree of, he knows all the ins and outs and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing that I'm not in my 50s now. I am in my 50s. I'm not so much afraid of the Blob. I'm not so much afraid of turning into a fly. I'm not really afraid of chainsaws as far as being chased by them. I can hear them coming. But not being believed is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's like someone out there is going to just badmouth me and like, I mean, I'm not my ex isn't invisible. Isn't going to ruin my life.
Right.
I kind of wish she was invisible, but it's a cheap joke. I apologize. But that thing, even we just watched the new Superman, which I really enjoy because I'm a nerd. I'm a baby. Just turn your brain off and be like 9, be like a little kid. And just
I'm so excited.
Get your shirt on and go down and see it. Wear a cape. It's great.
Yeah.
But there's a bit in there where it doesn't spoil anything because it's Superman. There's no way to spoil it. When
it's made of steel. What?
Well, it's a cubic zirconium. It's weird, but he's getting trolled. He has a bunch of people online just bad mouthing him, getting public opinion against him, right? And how do you fight that? He can pick up buildings and stuff. Like him picking up buildings doesn't help you when you've got 1,000 people online saying that you're trying to hurt people, that you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
And here it's like, even though she has truth on her side, it doesn't help. And the fact is that people's comment, they don't believe you. And it's like, how do you fight? Like, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of having, someone mistake me for someone else, or that kind of take it out of context kind of thing. So that's why Invisible Man's an uncomfortable watch. There's movies like that paranoia.
Yeah, because what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
When it happens in most horror movies, when the main character isn't being believed, it almost that's like kind of a plot device in a way. It's like, oh, she can't be believed because then this movie would be a lot shorter,
Well, it's like, why does a cell phone not work?
Exactly.
They can't call for help. It's exactly the same thing.
But this movie, like, that is the horror. Is like, that is why this movie is scary. That and just the idea of being stalked by something that's invisible. This movie does great jobs, especially early on in the movie, where it'll just hold on a shot with nobody in it, and it's just like you're constantly just like looking at every inch of the frame, looking like, is there anybody here, kind of thing.
And you know what movie you're watching, so you're thinking, oh, they're going to show a shadow or a footprint.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, just leave the camera running. It could even be still. No one's going to check. Just let it run, and you're just looking for,
Yeah, and I don't know if any of those like long wide shots, unless I just missed it, I don't think they really reveal anything. I think it's just there to just make you uncomfortable.
Because if there was something in that shot, if there was like a flutter or a step, then it kills the replay value. Once you find it, you wouldn't need to watch it again, but you're still going to watch it how many times now?
Yeah.
To look for, did the curtain move?
I'm like, certainly there's something here, right?
Something. Yeah. Well, that's a good call. I haven't seen his Wolfman yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I know it's on again. Probably we know we're getting paychecks from.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Is like, this is sponsored.
Sponsored, for a movie. I haven't watched yet. I wanted to see that so bad, and it was because the underdog in me. They released a couple photos of the Universal the tour. Wolfman. Everyone made fun of it, and then it's the tour. It's the haunted attraction, whatever it is. That's not the werewolf in the movie. Oh, it looks terrible. I'm like, it's the haunted house. So I always had this the underdog. I want to, but I still haven't gone on and seen it yet. So
yeah,
no, that is the one that's uncomfortable to watch, the Invisible Man, because it is just like The scene, if they were doing other Bravo's 100 scary movie moments,
Mm.
the scene when she meets, is it her sister, or is it, yeah, it's her sister at the restaurant in public,
Yes.
because in public means safe,
Yep.
and that's a scene that I will not ruin, but
Yeah.
that is so horrifying, and it's not like jump scare. I mean, it is, but it's not like boo. It is one of those things where it's
Yeah.
not a boo, someone jumped out. It's a boo. What just happened?
It's like you got punched in the face.
That's a perfect example, because
Yeah.
then you're like, because and you didn't see it coming, else and bam, it's like, because you're safe, you're literally in a room
Hmm.
full of people, and then something happens, and then you're like, oh, now what, and like your whole life has changed
And the scene's kind of a comedy scene up until that point,
up until that point, yeah.
because the sisters are not getting along at this point in the movie, and the one sister does not want to be here, and it's just so rude to the waiter. It's just
So
like,
he's just entitled, snarky.
yeah. And yeah, again, without ruining anything, it is like a punch in the face. And that was also a moment where watching this movie up until that point, I remember the first time I was watching this, it's kind of being like, oh, this is what I would do in this situation. Oh, well, that you can use that as evidence. Like, you do this, that. When that scene happens, I remember just being like, no, yeah, no, you're screwed. Like, there's nothing you can do.
It's a question of, okay, well, she has to just go off herself.
Yeah,
That's the only way out of it.
exactly.
Was she gonna do it now or later on? Or,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the nice thing to say. I understand.
Right.
Um, that would be. I do need to watch the Wolfman to go with it, but I also need to watch that again, because I remember just how good Elizabeth Moss is in that, as far as
God.
like feeling like when she gets, and there's not very many, but there's scenes where she's getting, when her husband is invisibly doing stuff, and he's not there. I know there's some pull cords, there has to be, because there's some wire work, but she sells it as, because I mean, I don't, if I go to the eye doctor, I flinch before the pressure thing on my
Oh
eye
God, I hate
for
that
like
so
a
much.
minute and a half. And then she's sitting there with a jump cord on her back. Whatever's going to happen, you don't know when she's going to get hit, even though she has to. I mean, it sells so well. And
Yeah.
the movie, when you're watching it, you're not thinking of how good she's doing. You're just terrified, because it's what's happening. Then afterwards, you're going, how did she do that and not give it away? Of the whole, yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
For my thirds, I block it with my screen. I know what it is. I think what I'm looking at, a remake that I love, that doesn't replace the original. But it's also, I think the love I have of the original next film is one that I want to go back, and I've seen it. I've seen it theatrically. I've seen it. I don't know how many times I've watched this. I've watched the original version of this, one of my favorite movies of all time. But the remake gives me the chance to go back to that world and kind of live in it again, because like people, not an age thing, but when you love a movie so much that you will watch, I can watch a movie back to back the same night 3 or 4 times if people in the house wouldn't murder me. But my absolute love of George Romero's Dawn of the Dead makes me love Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead in a whole different way, because then I get to go back to the mall, and like I haven't seen Snyder's version as many times because it doesn't need to be seen, but I've seen the Romero one so many times that and it's very fast, but when I watch it, I want to, no matter, the more you watch it, the more you enjoy it, the more you've memorized it, you've learned it. You can't, there's no more surprises to it, because you know every shot. You know when Savini shows up. You know when who gets bit in what order. You know the dialogue and stuff. So Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, and go by the director's cut. There's more. It's weird. The director's cut has more character stuff from side characters and stuff. But I get to go back to a mall. I get to have zombies around. You got to have that whole Rambo feeling of shooting people. It's one of those things. And I think now with all the Snyder Bros fighting over Man of Steel and the Snyder cut and all these kind of things, I'm kind of soft on them, because I mean, and I get it. They're not the superhero stuff. But my absolute love of Dawn of the Dead, it was one of the ones I saw in the theater, and I was just surprised by it. The commentary is great for the Snyder goes, because they talks about someone, I don't know who's moderating it, and they go, okay, your zombies run, and then Zack Snyder, with no sense of humor to it all, goes, well, yeah, but real zombies are slow, but these are my movie ones, and I'm just like, he talks about Romero, the fact that he calls Romero zombies the real zombies,
The real ones, yeah.
I kind of love that very, very much.
Yeah.
But it is just a fun chase, and it is an action movie. It's not scary. The commentary is not there. The first 5 minutes up until the Johnny Cash song, I dare anyone to find something better than the first 5 minutes of his career. Just absolute one of the. And I think I bought it. I think I bought a full frame version, a DVD, because I'm an idiot, like used at Hy-Vee. And then I bought like the 2 disc of it back in the day, because the second disc had like the making of it, had they mentioned Max Brooks's his book, and I bought the Scream Greats, not Scream Greats, the whatever the version is, the newest one, all the more commentary on it. I haven't opened it up yet. It's just there for when I need to watch it. But of course, it's not the original, but I do kind of love it. And it's like Matt Ferber's in it. I mean, you got Ving Rhames being the most Ving Rhames ever, Sarah Polley. I mean, it's just and it's like I've never watched Modern Family because the dad is the jerkweed from Dawn of the Dead. I can't watch
Phil.
him. He's a jerkweed. Yeah, he's Phil's in the Modern Family one.
Yeah.
And like he's a jerk. I mean,
He's so good at being a jerk.
oh, but I mean, I know him from Dawn of the Dead, and some sitcom with like Robin Williams. And whenever I watch Modern Family, I'm kind of like going, he's milk toast. He was really good when he was, being a jerk with the boat, being just an asshat. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this might have to be a future episode at some point, because I don't know if I've ever seen the original all the way through.
Oh, really? That should be a thing.
Yeah.
That should be one that you have to watch. I can bring in my son and my wife. Got me tickets on, I don't know, it wasn't my birthday, but up to the theater in Sioux Falls. It has the State Theater, and they had on the 4th anniversary of Dawn up there, and it's just like, and everyone there's wearing T-shirts, and it's just we're all nerds, and like we're all in their 50s, bringing our families, and then no one spoke in the lobby because we're all like, I'm not used to people also making the movie. It was just one of those things where it played as funny. Dawn is a party. I mean, yeah, Dawn is a party. Day of the Dead, actually probably prefer Day of the Dead, but we'll do like the Romero trilogy, the first 3 at some point.
Oh, I'm down.
That'd be great. That'd be really great. Have you seen the Snyder one?
Yes, I have seen that one. I was about to say I'm kind of on the opposite boat. Where I saw that one a lot, but I haven't seen the original all the way through. I've seen like a lot of the scenes from the original, but
it's very clippable. It's got a lot. Yeah,
for sure. We got to talk about the opening of that movie though, the remake. Probably the best like zombie media, in my opinion. Just that whole opening sequence and like going.
Well, everyone else skips it. Every other big zombie thing.
Yeah.
Even Romero, he skips. I mean, Dawn at the beginning has a little bit of the world ending, and then it calms down real fast. Mm-hmm. But like Walking Dead, they have Rick being asleep.
He slept
in a coma for 2 weeks. 28 days later, has him asleep for 28 days. Mm-hmm. Most of those movies skip the world falling down, whereas this one, that first 5 minutes, it shows it.
Yeah.
And
the way it's shot too. You were there, like you're in the chaos.
In another movie, when Sarah, I mean, in a movie full of people getting eaten, when she hits the tub in the beginning of that thing, when she's hiding in the bathroom and the husband popping through, and all that stuff, like the neighbor kid walking in the house. I've heard people complain, why is it the little girl in your house? And I'm like, because that's what cul-de-sacs are like. It's a bunch of white people in Toronto.
It takes a village,
Yeah. But I mean, it's a village. And I always thought that The Walking Dead opened up with, I mean, Walking Dead, the comic did it. I think the Walking Dead comic does come before Dawn of the Dead, but like they had the girl next door probably was an allusion to, I don't know where it comes from, but having the little girl be the zombie at the beginning is always just so creepy. And then when the girl jumps up and all from sitting down to standing up, you crawl in your seat. It's Resident Evil is what it is.
Exactly.
It's that I'm gonna. Why didn't Snyder get a Resident Evil trilogy series instead of the Anderson guy?
Yeah, I have to admit I do love those movies. They're so stupid, but oh my god,
it's great in the background. Yeah.
And one of them actually, I think, kind of parodies this opening a little bit. One of them starts with like, because she's it's a whole tangent, but essentially she's like in like a testing facility of it's like indoors underground, but it looks like a suburban like area, and it has a very similar opening where it's just all chaos and she's trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, I do like that movie a lot. I like the ending too. Not spoil anything, but I think it's fun. I think a lot of people complain about it because it is a little bit like people complain about it in the way that they complain about like the ending of The Mist, which is probably my favorite movie. Hold on one second. What's up? I'm recording. Sorry. Yeah, people dislike it in the same way they dislike the ending of The Mist, which is probably one of my favorite endings to a movie ever. So
we will do one of The Mist because I absolutely adore The Mist.
It's so good, and it does not get the recognition it deserves.
It's starting to very slowly. It's like when Darabont, who did um, Shawshank and then Green Mile, and then I mean he wrote the Blob, and then Mist is like, I think it's better than the other two. I mean, it's not, there's schmaltzy stuff in Shawshank and then Green Mile, but the Mist is just perfect.
Yeah.
And the ending is just, and I think now, because I think Darabont's doing some Stranger Things of all things.
Oh, really?
That's redundant. He's directed a couple episodes of that. Like, he hasn't directed since he got stomped, like sued by AMC for Walking Dead. He did the first year of it. So I'm hoping he gets some love for it, because everyone I've talked to that's watched it, even people that don't enjoy it, still go, that's a masterpiece.
There's so much in there that just like sticks to your brain. Like,
Yeah.
also, I don't remember what channel it was, but at some point they aired it in black and white.
Yeah, the disc, you can get it on black and white.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, they aired it on TV at some point in that way as well, and I was like, this almost feels like the way it's supposed to be watched. Like, because I think some of the digital effects aren't the greatest.
They're better, and it's not just. Tell you what, they'll put a pin in that. We're gonna have an episode on Romero, the trilogy, and on The Mist, and it's two different episodes, but The Mist needs to be discussed.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but there's, and I'll lend you my black and white copy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was made. I think it was designed to be black and white. So when you watch the color version, and the effects guys, they don't look as good.
Yeah.
They're like,
And it doesn't.
we designed them to be black and white. They shouldn't have it.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, but black and white, it sells it a lot better.
I think we're ready for your number one, dear sir.
Yes, so I'm very excited to talk about this movie. It's one of my favorites, and I just finally watched the original right after rewatching the remake, and I adore that movie as well now. My number one, and it is number one, is in my mind is Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, that's a great.
And I this movie is so it just nails exactly what it's trying to be so hard. It's a musical. I actually went back and forth a couple times on like, is this a horror movie? Because it is for sure. I think I landed comfortably on, yes, it's a horror movie, but it's really not. I don't know. It's not scary, I wouldn't say at any moment, really. It's more of a comedy horror, which I hate usually. I hate labeling things as comedy horrors because I think that like makes my brain go to like, I don't know. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but it's usually not a genre that I mess with. I usually am like, I like horrors that are also like darkly comedic. But this one, it just works. It's just a really good movie. I don't need to sell Little Shop of Horrors to anybody. I'm sure most people have seen it and know that it's great. The only thing I will say, because I am a musical guy, I like musicals a lot. This musical, it could just be me, but I'm not really a big fan of much of the music.
Really?
I think there's really good songs. I love Suddenly Seymour. It's like a brainworm. I love the dentist song. Yeah. Everything about that character I love. Whenever he's on screen, I'm like, this is the best movie ever. But like a lot of the other songs just don't really stick with me. Like I couldn't hum Someplace Green to you right now, you know?
I never thought about it. I mean, Feed Me.
Yeah.
Feed Me is up there as like the three songs, but past that, I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I'm trying to have an argument, but I can't access any of those songs besides those three."
Yeah. There's the Mean Mother from Outer Space. It's kind of a bop.
I have all the interstitials with the three singers walking through. I have all their voices in my head.
Yeah. The main theme also is a bop as well. But yeah, like the second song, when they're all singing about living on Skid Row. It's like it's good, it's fine, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird for a musical movie. The music is like kind of second, in importance to me behind like a million other things. So I guess that wouldn't be second. That'd be like a million and one. But
I was told there'd be no math. Was it it was a stage musical?
yes,
Was it off Broadway or Broadway?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of the size of it because some of those songs, now that I'm thinking about it, there are some songs that are there to be performed while the stage crew changes the set.
Sure.
So I wonder how much of it is that. But in a movie where you have something as beautiful as Audrey 2, that's just an absolute like
It's insane.
But it's just like perfection. It's just one of those things where nothing in and I'm not trying to be the CGI versus real, but nothing feels as real as that big mechanical plant.
Yeah.
Where it's all trick photography and it's all shot backwards and it's all split screens or whatever it is. That needs water. That Audrey 2 needs is a living, breathing part of the story. Like an actor,
Yeah.
Not just the voice actor, but I mean the whole thing is so amazing. And if any of the songs were, how they made that movie is so incredible. The fact that it's we talked about it off mic.
Mm-hmm.
That it was shot, the mechanics don't go as fast as it should, so that they can go as fast as it does. So they perform it with the audio slowed down, and then Rick Moranis has to act at half speed or whatever it was,
which is crazy.
I can't act at normal speed, and he can do it and have emotions, and he has to just.
Yeah,
this is great for an audio podcast.
Right.
Like, so he has to act slow, but also the fact that it was I don't know if they did the audio track of the guy performing Audrey or made it match later on. It's gotta be. They had to have the mechanics match his performance. It has to be because it's not like a cartoon that can go back and fix it.
Right.
But I didn't know that for years. I always thought you just put a mask on a guy's head, and the machine matched what the guy did. But
right.
No, it's completely. It's 15 guys moving their pinkies.
And it makes sense. It's huge. Of course, it can't move that fast.
And it kind of goes. But it's just such an amazing. I mean, Frank Oz doesn't get the respect for directing he should. I mean, they know him from the Muppets and the voice of Yoda.
Mm.
That's all I did right. No, he did a little shot right there.
Yeah.
I always wanted a tattoo of Audrey.
Yeah.
I don't have enough skin left.
Audrey or Audrey 2?
Audrey 2. I have two legs, Audrey and Audrey 2.
There you go.
I need to watch that. It's been a hot minute since I watched that.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about the original ending.
Yeah.
Because the theatrical ending is not the same as the original ending.
Okay, folks, we're into spoiler. We're discussing the ending of the movie. By definition, it's a spoiler.
Right. I will. You know what? I won't spoil the theatrical cut. But I will spoil
I think if you rent it,
mm-hmm.
all you can rent is the theatrical cut. I don't think you can rent the deleted scenes at the end. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
But they are available on YouTube if you're curious. But so the ending, the proper ending that was originally, this has to be one of the most expensive things to be cut out of a movie.
Yeah.
It is insane. There's an entire ending sequence where essentially Audrey 2 wins. It ends up, I always want to call it she, but it's a plant.
like E.T.
Right. So it ends up winning and mass marketing itself somehow. I'm not entirely sure, but because in the theatrical cut, there's that Jim Belushi shows up and he's just like, you want to do all this stuff? Does that happen in the? Wait, I don't know. I guess that would happen beforehand. So
yeah, it's there before that.
Yeah. You're right. So it gets mass produced and then they end up all growing huge and taking over the world, and it is a long sequence, and it's awesome. Every shot is incredible.
Almost like a final act. It really is a whole finale.
Yeah, and all it is it's just destruction with like really catchy music behind it, and like
that's the thing. It's not just the effects were cut. It's they made music for it. They scored it. They had performance. It's an entire.
There's a whole song. They had
to have known going into it that it's not going to make, because it's like. It's like a PG-13 comedy, and then kids aren't gonna like it. Someone had to say, "Go ahead, make it, but don't tell anybody." Yeah,
but it's great. I remember first time I watched it. It does this cool thing where there's like a old folks. It's like a old couple watching television in their homes, and the muses are kind of singing in the background. It's like, oh, they're taking over Chicago and they're taking over Detroit, and you see the couple watching on the TV, like, it's like military like trying to take down a giant one, and then it's like, and they're coming to wherever you live, and then like the old people just get attacked immediately. And I remember the first time I watched that being like very uncomfortable, just being like, man, that's actually like, the thought of that is terrifying. Just like turning on the news and being like, oh hey, something terrible is happening. Also, it's happening right now to you in the comfort of your own home.
Look behind you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered if you remade that minus the music, because the original, which we're going to talk about, it's not a musical.
No.
It is a straight shot on the weekend. Amazing little movie.
It's so good.
There's no right to be as good as it is. It's one of those Corman things where it's like, hey, I got $8 in a room.
I was watching it. I was like, if this was an episode of The Twilight Zone, it would be the best episode of The Twilight Zone. Because it's so funny. And so the cops in it. I love the scene where the one cop is talking to the other. They're trying to figure out where these like missing bodies are. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they decided to do it this way, but I'm happy they did. Like the whole scene is like almost no one ever says more than one word at a time. It's just like another missing man. Yep. No, any clues? Nope. Any leads? Nope. Just like, should I go investigate? Yep. It's so silly. Also, the shot of the so Seymour. Should we give a synopsis of this movie?
I'm assuming somebody haven't seen this yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, it's a very simple plot. It's a guy down on his luck, a flower shop that's down on its luck. They don't get any customers. In fact, one of my favorite characters in this movie, the guy that shows up immediately as soon as they put the plant in the window, he's actually credited as the first customer, which is pretty funny. But yeah, they don't get any customers, and then there's an eclipse that happens in the remake. It's an eclipse. In the original, I think it's like some Chinese seeds he buys from somebody or something.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting this flower. Looks like a Venus flytrap, but it's a little bigger, and it only eats blood. Like, they try to feed it everything, nothing works. But if you feed it blood, it grows, and it keeps growing and growing. And the more it grows, the more popular the shop becomes. And then it kind of becomes like, what are you willing to sacrifice to hold on to this success? Things like that.
At first, it's just Seymour pricking his finger.
Yeah.
Giving drops, almost like a milk bottle for like a puppy.
Exactly.
It's really minor. But then there's shots of him, all of his fingers wrapped up with band-aids and bandages. And I remember thinking, no, he has to like prick his fingers. Not even diabetic.
Yeah. But yeah, and so I don't remember what the point I was making before I gave this synopsis.
But you were talking about the at the end where Audrey was headed to of the director's cut.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're both in our heads. We the song's in our heads playing so much we can't keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, my brain is fogged.
Yeah, so Audrey keeps getting bigger, and then they have to fight, and then there's like the love story because Seymour and Audrey, who's we keep thinking Audrey too. Audrey is the girl Seymour's in love with. He names the plant after her, Audrey too, because he loved her so much, but he can't tell her that.
Yeah.
And it goes forth, and of course Audrey too gets so big that she's destroying everything, comes out of her pot. And then the director's cut is what you're talking about. We're not going to do the theatrical version, where it becomes like almost like a War of the Worlds kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where the plants are now taking over the whole thing. I can't remember the very end is just the fact that we lost.
Yeah.
And then it ends, because I'm sure if that was released.
Yeah, it ends with I'm assuming the original Audrey 2 climbing the top of the Statue of Liberty, laughing, and then it says the end, and then another plant comes through the screen, and it's like, if you're in theaters, it would give the illusion of it, which is actually I believe a callback to the stage play, because that also ends with the audience being eaten, because oftentimes because they built this is I know that stage play is like one of those things where it's like, if you're able to work on a production of this, it's like really cool because you get to make a giant plant. But oftentimes it's rigged in a way so that at the end it can actually go out towards the audience. Nicer schools do it that way. But yeah, so it's a cool little callback to that. The original, I also want to mention. Oh, this is what I was thinking of earlier. So Seymour, in the original, he has a lot more agency. In the remake, there's moments where he has to kill people to feed the plant, and I don't know if Seymour ever actually kills anybody in the remake, because it's usually like people just accidentally die around him.
Yeah, there's a lot of accident. Like they want to keep Rick Moranis as saintly as
Right.
possible.
And in
As he is.
the original Seymour's not supposed to be a completely sympathetic character. He has more agency. He does actually like he takes home like a woman off the streets to which she does offer herself as sacrifice. He does make that very clear beforehand. It's also like weird hypnotism happening in that movie. Yeah. But anyways, my favorite moment in the original is he can't figure out how to feed this plant. He's gonna get fired if he can't figure it out by like the next week. So he's just like going on a walk. He's bummed out. He's throwing rocks at this glass bottle that's sitting on this like I think it's like a boat or something, a dilapidated boat or something. And he's throwing it at it, and he keeps missing. And then he takes up a giant rock and he hurls it at this glass bottle. And there's just a shot of this bottle, and this face comes up next to the bottle, and he is just making the funniest face of just like, ooh, alcohol, and then he gets hit in the head, and then he ends up like Looney Tunesing backwards onto a train track and getting hit by a train, and that's like the first victim of Seymour's in that movie, and I just love that moment so much. I also love Mushnik, the owner,
The boss, yeah.
Yeah, he's got he speaks in very broken English because he's from Russia, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And even like the signs on the side of the shop are all like in broken. It's like
it's like phonetically spelled out.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Or like lots plants, very cheap, things like that.
I keep having the original in my head mixed up with is it Bucket of Blood?
Yes,
the Corman
that's
one.
the other,
but
with Dick.
Dick Miller, but
Yeah.
Bucket of Blood. Dick Miller's the main guy. Whereas in
Yes.
he's like the side guy, and I'm always like in my head, well, wait a minute, that's not. Well, why am I not remembering that right? But I've watched them
Yeah.
just recently for the first time. 'Cause I didn't watch the old ones until just recently, and I need to go do like a deep dive Corman kick at some point,
Sure.
just to be a better person.
Yeah, the character he plays in this one is it's just some weird dude who just shows up at the shop every now and again to buy flowers to eat them, and he carries around a little salt shaker, and he just
Oh, that's right. The first vegan. Yeah.
Yeah. He's great. Also, a little fun trivia about this movie. If you look almost anywhere, including where I watched it, which is on YouTube, pretty much every release of this movie makes you wants you to believe that it's starring Jack Nicholson. Because he is in one scene. It's like a very, very young Jack Nicholson.
He plays the dentist patient, the guy
the
who enjoys
masochist.
the masochist, yeah. Who's
Yes.
and it's before he was Jack Nicholson. He was just working with Corman, I guess.
He's great in it too. He's very.
Oh yeah,
funny.
you watch him and you go, of course he's gonna be a star someday. But he wasn't a star for a bunch of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, every even on the Good Times VHS box, it was Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, the version I watched was I don't remember what channel uploaded it, but it was like Little Shop of Horrors 1960 starring Jack Nicholson. I'm just like not quite.
Yeah.
Although also the opening credits it lists that Dick Miller is like the star, which is also not true.
Yeah, not by a long shot. Yeah. Well, I was waiting for the remake to say it's Bill Murray in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they didn't pull that off.
Oh,
I don't think he's in the credits. Like he's not listed as he's probably in the credits, but he's not like they didn't tout him as being the star of it at all. It was all Rick Moranis and then maybe Steve Martin.
Yeah. What a stacked cast! I did not remember how many people were in this. You got Bill Murray, you got Jim Belushi, John Candy is in a scene, which I had no idea.
I mean, Frank Oz is the guy from obviously the Muppets and stuff, but that group of like SCTV players, Second City. Everything. I mean, once you get Steve Martin in there, but I mean, it's all. I think Frank Oz probably pulled in favors because Oz popped up in. Oh, he's in all those guys. Like he's in John Lane. He's the guy with the beginning of the Blues Brothers. Frank Oz. He's been around for. Like, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
I need to watch that again. I know you're going to do this. And I was gonna try and watch, but I just haven't had a chance. I'll go. I should probably watch my movies and let's see. Handle his side. And I'm going. I should have watched that. Had better discussion.
No, it's great. Yeah, I think that is probably off the dome my favorite horror remake. And now even more so because I feel like before it was like, oh, it's a technicality because it is a remake, but like in the same way that like The Thing is a remake, it's pretty different from the original. Um,
I mean, you could make an argument that it's a adaptation of a play,
yeah,
but it's still a remake. It's the same way that Invisible Man is not a remake of the H.G. Wells story, I think, but it still is. It's the same thing. I mean, but I wouldn't consider like the newest Chainsaw Massacre. Um, is that a remake of the second remake? It's like it's one of those
right.
things where it's just inspired. But well, okay, better is Frankenstein, the James Whale one. Is that a remake of oh, what's the guy? There was a Frankenstein before the one we all know with Boris Karloff,
Mm,
but it's not a remake of that. It's just an adaptation of the
right.
book. Or is Nosferatu the new one? Is it a remake of Dracula or of Nosferatu? It's one of those things
Or even
where
we
for this
had
discussion we're calling it a remake. So
yeah. Or I was out another honorable mention was It 2019, where
I
it's
thought
like
about doing that. I thought about because I really like both those new ones. Yeah.
yeah, where it's like is that a remake of the 1990s movie or is it just another adaptation?
Hmm.
Um,
Well, like for that matter, is the Shining miniseries a remake of the Kubrick movie, or is it an adaptation of that kind of thing? So as far
yeah.
as the honorable mentions, one I wanted to mention, which I think is um kind of the same thing as the Toolbox Murders. It's a Toby Hooper one that it doesn't get watched enough, but it's one of those kind of like when I said Down of the Dead. I want to be in that movie just because it's set in an apartment building. I've only seen the original one once on like USA Up All Night, cut for TV, but I just love that the Hooper remake with Sherry Moon and Angela Bettis.
Okay.
I will drop that on people all the time, but it's like it's basically in name only. It's not really at all like the original one.
Sure.
It's a totally different thing, but they just kept that name for some odd reason. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I yeah, I don't know. Um sorry. Oh no, we're running out of time again. We got 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll wrap up.
Yeah, yeah. uh they switched me out on my medication right now and it's causing brain fog, they said.
Oh,
And it's definitely I'm feeling it today. It's like, I feel like I'm looking at like a bunch of monitors and then they all just turn off on me and I'm like, oh okay.
it'll come back on in a second. It's from my side. Looked like your screen froze. No, just you,
No, it's just me.
just you. Any more honorable mentions?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
I think mine were things that I thought were too obvious. The one I was going to bring up would have been Silent Night, which is like the another Silent Night Deadly Night movie. Not Silent Night, the Keira Knightley movie, but it's like it's my favorite. I love a Santa Claus slasher. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is
well, that's
because
funny
it's just
because I was thinking I kept on running into this trap when I was trying to come up with movies for this where I'm like I kept coming up with like movies that I don't like the remake of, and one of them was Black Xmas. So I was like, oh, I should talk
oh
about
yeah,
that because I like the original so much. But I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's kind of not what this is about.
Yeah. There's like for that matter, one of my movies I don't like is Martyrs. I love Martyrs. Martyrs taught me like the perspective on religion and what beliefs are.
Yeah,
The remake of that or the remake of it like Inside. I'm like I'm not gonna ever watch those again.
I
We're
was
not
gonna.
gonna
Yeah,
discuss Piranha again.
right, right. I was gonna back to back the Martyrs because I saw Martyrs for the first time earlier this year, the original,
Hmm.
and I was gonna watch the remake right afterwards. And I just after a quick little Google search, I was like, oh, okay, I can skip this
I
entirely.
can. It's not like Speak No Evil where you kind of want to watch the remake is like
Yeah,
to get the full story. No, Martyrs and Inside, you don't have to. I mean, I love both those two, but I'm never gonna watch the remakes
yeah,
again. Yeah. But yeah, but Silent Night, it's one of those. It's anyone can get a Santa Claus suit and make a slasher movie, but the Silent Night that remake, I really dug. It's got like for no reason at all, Malcolm McDowell, Jamie King, like for no reason they're in this movie that is it's the star power for a little Santa slasher.
yeah.
It kind of falls in the like my Bloody Valentine would have been a good the
Oh,
remake of that would actually be pretty good.
that's the
Um,
minor one. The guy's like
the
dressed up like a miner.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so, the director's Steve Miner, but no.
Oh,
But you mentioned before, as far as the sequel that does the same thing, gives you more of, or totally different. A couple of ones that I think do a good job of doing the same thing is is the Friday the 13th remake, or even for that matter, the Halloween one. It's kind of giving you the same Michael Myers or the Jason Voorhees. The Elm Street one tries, but I don't think it works. But some of the ones like you mentioned do a whole new thing, like The Fly, is definitely something that's worth, you know, a certain tier. I mean, the Fly is a great movie, whether it's a remake or not. And for that matter, I gotta say that if you go on, if you were raised on Little Shop of Horrors, didn't know it was a remake, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it changes your appreciation in no way. So
Yeah, though I would highly recommend everyone check out the original. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long. It's on YouTube.
you can watch on your phone on lunch. Yeah.
Right. It's very good. And that's what I was saying earlier is like this kind of was my favorite horror remake by technicality, because like in my mind I don't think of it as a remake, but now I do because I saw the original and
you see what comes from.
Yeah. And I love them both so much that I recommend both.
I need to go watch it again. I'm like, so I just get here walking around the building, you know, breaking into Suddenly Seymour, and everyone's going, "What?"
Yeah. That song will not leave my head.
And now, as far as something that we will not be singing songs from, next week,
yes,
I doubt we'll be walking around singing any of the theme song to Bring Her Back.
Yeah, I am still 100% blind on this movie. I don't know anything about it.
It's the brothers who made Let Me In. We'll probably discuss them both. Talk to me. Let me in.
I know.
Again, your medication is so wrong. It's going through the 5G.
Sorry about that.
But it's also they're all bad titles. I think these two movies, Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, are terrible titles for really great movies. And even for that matter, Let Me In is a bad title for Let the Right One In. It's a dumbing it down.
I was gonna say both of them could be confused with Let Me In as well.
I mean, but it is just like, just give me a better title. But anyway, that'll be next week. I'm looking forward to you sing it, because this is one that upset me as much as Speak No Evil upset me. Bring Her Back had me in the parking lot for an hour and a half, like I was, you know, back in high school watching a movie and just talking about it.
Yeah,
so good.
I've been excited to watch this movie since you texted me that night. I don't remember exactly what you said, but I was like, "Oh,
it was probably vulgar in a picture, but we won't talk about that." So,
yeah, I was like, "Wow, if this made Jason feel this way, then
it bugged me for a couple days." It was one of those things where, as much as Speak No Evil made me question my stance on being like a pushover, Bring Her Back was like going, I'm just this world is just trash. You know,
can't wait.
Alrighty, guys. You were gonna mention something about the socials?
Yes. So we have socials up now. You can find us at TDMMVI pod. Pretty much everywhere. It's at the bottom of your screen there. I think we're pretty much everywhere. I don't know if I didn't miss. I think did I do Threads? I think we're on Threads.
Threads is on there, yeah.
Threads, Blue Sky, everywhere. Facebook.
We're like a Dollar General. We're everywhere. Every town has us.
Yeah. TDMMVI pod at all those locations. Also, TDMMVI pod at gmail.com if you want to send in anything, really. I mean, we'd love to hear feedback about our show, suggestions on what we should talk about, you guys' opinions on anything we talk about. We'd love to hear from you. But until next time, I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm Jerry Lees.
And this is Band of Review It.
Thanks, guys.